This playthrough is rated M for mature. Greetings and salutations, viewers. Vauldemare back here with another episode of AI, the Somnium Files. In the last episode, we went back and did a different path to see what we could find out that wasn't seen before, and it doesn't look good, folks. We've been shown to possibly be tied into these murders ourselves, and well, I think everyone saw it, unless we were the only ones who saw the little thing. It's hard to say, but perhaps it's just some weird iris putting us in there because of our own sick pleasure. Yeah, maybe that's it. Anyway, let's continue on.
This brings back memories. Date and I consummated our love for each other many times on that table.
I don't remember that at all.
I wish that was true, folks. Okay. Binder. It's the sync manual. But yeah, that's a repeat from a previous one.
Date, can you turn on the TV? Videodrone is about to start.
What's Videodrone?
You haven't seen Videodrone? It's a cult classic.
I haven't seen it, and that's not a TV anyway.
I'm not sure what the reference to with Videodrone. It could be any number of sci-fi shows. But we'll just insert your own old sci-fi show, and that's probably it. There's a bunch of Maramos. Maramos? Maybe. Alright. Chair. I mean, it doesn't look like anyone's worried, so maybe Iris is in a sync chair. Maybe they didn't see it, or maybe they don't see it the same way as I do, which is good. But we don't remember what happened to ourselves 6 years ago. Did you ever wonder, folks, why we've never talked about, like, our, lost memory?
Hey, did you hear something just now?
It must be in your head.
I think that's a repeat from a previous one too. It's hard to remember which ones you already heard in a previous path or whatever, and which ones they repeat. All right, Pewter. The original and new. Sorry, use the usual stuff. About the original and new instance.
I don't believe there's any meaningful connection between the original and new Cyclops serial killings, I mean.
Why is that?
The culprit is not the same. I am absolutely certain the original Cyclops killer could not have committed these crimes.
How can you be so sure?
Because I can. Don't worry about it. Just trust me.
Just trust you? What are you talking about? This is weird for you, Pewter. I mean, more than usual. The red figure on Insync?
In the Somnium earlier, I saw someone else who might be the criminal. Who was he?
I wouldn't know.
Oh, sorry. Just the abrupt stop kind of just throws me off sometimes. About the original Cyclops killer. Oh yeah, we still don't know about that.
Remember what the boss said this morning. The original Cyclops killer has yet to be brought to justice. After the investigation got going, it was taken over by the government and classified. That was the last we heard anything about it. Of course, they paid lip service to the idea that the investigation was ongoing, but in reality, it was dropped completely.
Didn't want to mess with it, huh? And since the killer wasn't doing anything anymore, why talk about it? Didn't want to show the ineptitude of the department. Why did the original Cyclops killer appear in Iris' Somnium?
The Sinker does not always experience the Somnium they expect. Dreams are pieced together from memories, even repressed subconscious ones. When using the sync machine for an investigation, we don't always see the memories we expect to see. True, oftentimes the subject will subconsciously want to express their dark secrets and repressed memories. That is why we see them so often in Somnia, and why those Somnia are so useful for criminal investigations. But this is not a guarantee. We cannot control the content of our dreams, after all.
I thought there was a way. I thought there were some studies where you could actually do that in some weird fashion if you had some, like, training or something like that. I don't know. I thought I remember. Maybe that was a Bupkis article. I could be wrong.
It's like I told you before. Dreams are pieced together from memories, even repressed subconscious ones. This can be expressed as an equation. Dream D equals memory A plus memory B plus memory C. This, of course, means that Dream D is a fictional event. However, the same cannot necessarily be said about memory A, B, and C. Those happened in reality. In other words, fiction is built from combinations of reality.
So what I saw in Somnium earlier.
Yes, I believe Iris actually witnessed those events.
Well, that's disturbing. This pop idol is now probably tied to murder, if not she herself, but she was witness to it. So it's the Pythagorean theorem of dream sequences. I see. Are all memories real?
Pewter, you said that memories happen in reality, right? But what about false memories? How do we know if the memory really happened?
Even false memories are built from the pieces of real ones. If you disassemble those pieces, you will find real events.
What about things you see in movies or television?
The events might be fictional, but the experience is not. Our imaginations are limited to what we have seen. We cannot invent something whole cloth.
Well, not with that attitude, but so what's up, boss? What do you got? What do you got with your lovely self? The blue figure. What do you know?
Help me understand this. What I saw during the sink earlier, that was the scene of the original Cyclops serial killings, right?
Yeah.
So the person doing the killing was the original Cyclops killer.
Right.
Did you see him? He was...
I saw your face. The original Cyclops killer was...
It can't be. That's impossible.
Date, you cannot say that for certain. You have no memories past 6 years ago.
So perhaps, Mr. Date, you are the killer. You're missing your left eye, so you steal them from others.
I'm kidding. You can't be the Cyclops killer.
Really?
Of course not. Do you think I would hire a serial killer? You interrogated Iris before the sink. What you saw in the Somnium was just a manifestation of the fear you put in her.
Why do I feel like you're not too confident about that? Yeah, maybe she's right. What about the original Cyclops serial killings?
The Cyclops killer appeared 6 years ago. I lost my memory 6 years ago. There has to be some kind of connection.
There isn't. It's a coincidence.
Really?
Really.
At least boss makes us want to feel better. I mean, you got that going. Well, she's got a lot of things going for her, but why the original Cyclops killer appear Iris Somnium then?
You can't dream of something you know nothing about.
That means Iris must know about the killings.
6 years ago, Iris was 12.
Did she witness the crime at age 12? And not just one, but all four?
About the original Cyclops serial killings.
Didn't I tell you? The entire case is a state secret. No matter how many times you ask, I won't tell you anything.
Stupid bureaucratic red tape bullshit. I mean, I know it's your job, boss, but summarize it for me, baby boy, baby boss, baby. I didn't learn anything from speaking of boss and Pewter. If anything, the mystery only grew deeper. Pewter shook me through my thoughts.
Date, it looks like Iris is about to wake up.
Got it.
I headed to the sink room. Time to catch ourselves a killer.
Hey, Iris. About that dream earlier.
Dream? What dream?
There is no point in asking her, Date. The subject of a sink does not experience somnium in the way that you do. They will not remember it.
Then what about the Cyclops killer from 6 years ago?
Cyclops killer? I remember hearing it on the news. But I was just a little girl. I don't remember anything specific.
You don't?
No,
What about the scene of the murder?
I don't know. I've never been there.
But
Dreams are pieced together from memories, even repressed subconscious ones.
You can't dream of something you know nothing about. Date, could you take Iris home?
huh?
We do not have enough evidence to hold her. Even in Somnium, we couldn't find anything. The law demands that we release her.
You cannot decline, Date.
Well, you could decline. You could just get a regular police officer to take her home. Anyway, why is it up with these games and like a lot of what Eastern media to repeat like what we just heard like 5 seconds ago? It's like, oh, remember this thing we just said? Well, we're not stupid. We just heard it. Anyway, sorry.
Date, could we make a stop first?
Sure. Where?
Marble. It's a bar in Golden Yokocho.
You know about that place?
Yeah, Mr. Okiura took me before.
Why do you want to go there?
There's something I want to talk about.
We can't talk here?
It might take a while.
And she needs to get drunk.
What do you think?
There's no reason to refuse. Besides, there's a lot I want to ask her, too. Alright, sure.
Iris nodded and pulled out her phone. Is she sending a Nile message to someone? I was curious, but I didn't want to pry. I turned the wheel and drove to Marble. Shouldn't you pry? Because she clearly had some information about the murder, even if it's repressed. Help! Help! It's being repressed! Marble, Sunday, 9:41 p.m. When we walked in, I didn't see Mama anywhere. That's odd. What the? To my surprise, I saw Oda sitting in the corner at the counter.
Tessa!
Oh, Ota!
What are you doing here, you pipsqueak? Yeah, Iris isn't there to save you to save her and become a hero in this pathway, dude. Anyway, let's check around before we talk to the otaku grasshopper himself. But it sounds like there's probably not going to be anything there. Yeah, we're already off to a bad start. Flyer, poster. The TV, there's nothing on the TV. The shelf, how about the booze? Nothing on the booze. The tap, the counter. There's the bento. I guess we can't actually check the bento thing because you can tell it's there. You can see it's there, but it's not clickable. Radio. Stool. Wait, what was that? Oh, I guess it was Iris. I thought it was something else. Whoops. Alright. It looks like he's bothered by something. Iris is staying next to me. He better not hit me with another walk. You called Oda here?
No, I didn't tell him to come. He just showed up on his own.
That's weird. Then again, he probably stalks Iris. Where's Mama?
Oh, she left a little while ago. She said something about going to help an acquaintance. She told me to watch the place until she got back.
How well do you know Mama?
Not at all. It's my first time here.
I wasn't particularly surprised. Mama's always dependent on the kindness of strangers. You can always depend on the kindness of strangers, even those you've never met. A stranger is a person you haven't met. Or something like that. Ever since she opened up Marble. Sorry, I couldn't get that out of my head. Isn't your phone broken, dude?
No, this is my new one. You're thinking of the one I dropped in that puddle.
I never thought I'd run into you here.
I was nihiling with Tessa earlier. She said she was going to Marble, so I got here just before you did. Look, I was really worried about her. She was about to be charged with a serious crime.
So you're gonna stalk her and possibly do unto harm unto me again on this pathway? Better not. What was that thing about? Oh yeah, I forgot that was still on this path.
This actually works out nicely. I want to ask you something, Ota. It's about a Nile message you sent Iris. You said you wouldn't tell anyone about that thing. That you'd stay quiet no matter what. What were you talking about?
Well,
I'll tell her about the two-witter thing. I swear I'll do it.
geez, fine. Just don't tell anyone else, okay? But before I tell you, who's that?
What?
At the door. Someone's standing outside.
God damn it, game. If it ain't him hitting us with a wok, he tases us. Ugh. Anyway, Monday, 2:48 a.m. When I woke up, I was lying on the sofa.
Where am I?
My head was killing me and my memory was foggy. I felt a sudden pain in my neck. I shot up, rubbing my neck. When I looked over the counter, I saw a monster staring back at me. It took me a few seconds before I realized it was just Mama.
It looks like you're awake now.
As Mama spoke to me, it all came rushing back. I remembered everything. Is Oda ever going to get punished for doing this in any of the paths? I mean, I guess he got stabbed in the others, so I guess he got punished, but it's not the same. Should tase him, and luckily he's old enough to be tased without any discretion. I assume there's really nothing here just because we woke up from the thing, and we don't have any extra evidence because it looks like Aiba got knocked out too because of the electrical current. Although I didn't think the static would be strong enough to short circuit something like that, but whatever. I don't know what the rules of this world is when it comes to like Aiba and how sensitive her technology is. You just think she'd be... Well, then again, I was about to say you think something overly complicated like her wouldn't just break down from that, but you'd be surprised how often oversensitive stuff like that can fall easily to the simplest of things because of how many systems and overly complicated it is. So more things can... One thing shuts down and multiple things shut down, that type of thing. Yeah, the dry bonito. What time is it?
It'll be 3 o'clock soon. In the morning, of course.
Do you run this thing like place like 24/7 or something? Why didn't you wake me up?
I tried. You wouldn't budge. I thought you were passed out drunk, so I left you like that.
But I didn't have a glass in front of me, right?
So you weren't drunk?
Didn't have a single drop.
Oh, I thought you were drinking straight out of the bottle. Just like the old days.
When, as far as I've never actually been tased before, so I don't know the details, but I thought that all tasing does was supposed to short circuit your nervous system, so it basically kind of pacified you, but it wasn't supposed to just knock you out. It was just supposed to, like I said, it makes your muscle spasm and everything like that, so you can't, well, depending on the power of the taser, but like I said, it's not supposed to just knock you out, unless you hit him like right in the head or something like that, and even then. But whatever. Where's Oda?
Ota? The boy I asked to watch the bar?
I'd say he's too old to be called a boy, but yeah.
He was already gone when I came back. All I saw was you getting your beauty sleep on the floor.
Damn it, Ota. What are you thinking?
It appears that he took off with Iris.
What were you doing during all this?
My power was shut down due to the stun gun. I have rebooted in safe mode and am now operational. Date, the boss is calling.
How am I gonna report this one?
Date, listen. Stay calm, but this is an emergency. Just now, the killer... Well, just watch the video. I sent the address to Iba.
Iris. No, that's...
The criminal is streaming this live.
Iba, the source.
Identified. The Okiura Fishery Cold Storage Warehouse, Koto District.
Okiura?
Date, focus. We need to get to the site, now.
I thanked Mama and ran out of marble.
What's our ETA?
Our destination is far from here. 20 minutes at the fastest.
Please, please let me make it in time. That sick bastard!
Tessa! Hold on! I'll save you!
Ota!
Stay away from Tessa! Ah!
I kept my foot to the gas the whole time. I could feel the sweat on my palms. The engine raised a high-pitched scream, but I could barely hear it. My heartbeat was pounding in my ears, shaking me to the core. How much time had passed? The feeling of time itself had disappeared. Eventually, the car reached a long bridge. Shortly after, the image changed.
No, it can't be. No. Stop! No!
Harbor Warehouse District, Monday, 3:35 a.m. Police Headquarters, Monday, 10:02 a.m.
There you are. Finally. I was looking all over for you. It's rare to see you down like this, but it's understandable. You blame yourself for this, don't you? Beating yourself up about taking Iris to Marble, and about letting Ota get the upper hand on you. Am I right? Shall I tell you what Investigation HQ thinks? Ota Matsushita is a criminal stalker who committed murder-suicide. Ota had a selfish love for Iris. He was under the delusion that Iris loved him too. But Iris refused Ota. So Ota decided that he and Iris should be together in the afterlife, killed her, then killed himself.
That's ridiculous. Ota would never kill Iris. And how do you explain the other two murders? Iris's left eye was hollowed out. Just like Renju and Shoko. Those three murders were definitely executed by the same person. The new Cyclops killer. There's no way that's Ota. Too many pieces don't fit. Too many contradictions, like killing Iris.
Such as?
Oh, looks like we're well, I guess we're not really interrogating her, but it's kind of interesting when you think about it. This room is reflected in the mirror. But yeah, it looks like on this pathway, Ota wasn't the hero he wanted to be. And like true to life, most likely the villain was too strong for him, and well, probably knocked him out, put him in the bear costume, and pulled the trigger, and then ran off. Sometimes reality sucks. Security camera. My only solace in all this is Boss is here to at least make us feel better. She's a good lady. There's a PC in the corner. This is the camera used to import. Yeah. Anyway. Oh, different. There. I think that's it. All right. What can you tell me, Boss? Ota's behavior during the video doesn't make sense. Of course, he could be insane.
Stay away from Tessa!
Ota showed himself on the stream. If he was gonna kill Iris and then himself, why would he do that? The only reason you would show yourself like that is to prove that you weren't the culprit. Ota and the polar bear on the screen at the same time would prove that they're not the same person. That behavior would be totally unnecessary if he was gonna commit suicide anyway.
Well, maybe he wasn't planning on dying at first. After he killed Iris, he realized that he couldn't live with himself.
So he lies down on the workbench and turns on the ice-cutting machine himself? I don't buy it.
Who knows? Oh yeah, what? There was no incentive to kill Renju.
Maybe he was thinking like this. The reason Iris and I can't be together is because her agency prohibits it. Making the president, Renju, the ultimate bad guy in his mind.
Mizuki is Ota's close friend. Do you really think Ota would kill his friend's father?
Well, when you're a psychopath or psychotic, the weird things just don't work out like what you think rationally. What about the polar bear costume?
The culprit was wearing a polar bear costume, probably to hide their identity. But if murder-suicide was the plan, the costume served no purpose.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, she didn't have a comment about that. Okay. She's just sitting there going, go on, I'll let you run yourself out of steam. I didn't know it's to kill Shoko. Yeah.
Shoko was married to Renju. Maybe he was trying to get at Renju by killing her.
That's a stretch. They've been divorced for years. Ota knows all about it. He wouldn't use Shoko to get to Renju.
There are some additional discrepancies. I analyzed the investigation report. Judging by his wound, Ota was stabbed in the side by a kitchen knife or something similar.
Are you sure?
I am.
I told the boss what Aiba found.
Oh, I know that.
Well?
Ota could have stabbed himself. Maybe he thought it would be a fatal wound, but when it didn't work, he went for the ice-cutting machine.
Then, shouldn't we have recovered the kitchen knife from the scene?
Maybe he threw it in the ocean.
Boss, come on. Ota goes out to the water, stabs himself in the gut, throws the knife over the side, then walks back to the warehouse?
Well, I wasn't being serious. I didn't think Ota was the culprit from the beginning. I was just playing devil's advocate for HQ.
Really?
Yes, really.
Anyway, Ota didn't kill anyone, and he didn't kill himself. Here's what I think happened.
Stay away from Tessa!
Ota knew Iris was kidnapped, so he rushed onto the scene. That's when he saw the culprit wearing the polar bear costume. He tried to fight him off, but ended up being stabbed in the side. He was weakened and losing blood at the culprit's mercy. The culprit forced him into the costume, then under the ice-cutting machine. And then...
Then, who is the culprit?
I wish I knew.
We're up to 4 victims. But Ota was a special circumstance. He wasn't specifically targeted by the culprit.
Right. And he was the only one to not have his eye pulled out.
So let's focus on the 3 other victims. Shoko, Renju, and Iris. What connects these 3?
Connections.
If you find a connection between the victims, you find a connection to the culprit. That's the theory of investigation, right?
You think the new Cyclops killer is related to them somehow?
Maybe, maybe not. But it's a good starting point.
You gotta start somewhere, right? Boss is sitting in front of me. How about, oh, could be the mom this time. Remember she has dementia, or do we know that on this path? I don't think we do, so.
Mayumi had motive for killing Iris and Renju. Mayumi hated Iris, and she didn't think well of Lemnis Gate either. And since Renju is the president... Anyway, the weak point is Renju's ex-wife, Shoko. I can't imagine why Mayumi would kill her. And above all else, she would never harm her only son, let alone kill him.
Well, maybe it was an accident. Mizuki did it.
Mizuki has the strongest connections with all 3 victims. Shoko and Renju were her parents, and she was close friends with Iris. She was good friends with Ota, too. But that's why I could never believe Mizuki would kill all 4 of them. Thinking of her as a suspect is ridiculous.
Well, you gotta throw out the possibilities to get somewhere, you know.
Renju and Shoko were connected to the Kumakuras. But there's no connection to Iris.
Well, and secretly, Moma liked Iris, but I don't think we know that in this path yet, so. Iris's mother, Hitomi?
Hitomi and Renju are definitely linked. They were high school classmates. And she did say that she met Shoko twice. But I can't imagine she would kill Iris in such a gruesome way. No matter what the circumstances were, it seems impossible to me.
Yeah, Hitomi doing any of that stuff is just crazy. Impossible. Congressman Sejima? Whatever.
Renju, Shoko, and So. There is a connection between Renju and Shoko through the Kumakuras. But again, I can't see any clear link to Iris.
Me? Was my brain shut off and I did all that while I was knocked out? Wait, that doesn't make sense. Anyway, well, gotta throw in the possibility.
I know Renju and Shoko. And I'm connected to Iris. But I have an alibi. Aside from Shoko, there's no way I could have killed any of them. No, now that I think about it, Shoko too. I don't remember killing her. My memories from 6 years ago are missing, but I still have my memory of recent events. And if I start doubting myself now...
Date, I can say without a doubt that there is 0 possibility you are the new Cyclops killer. I have been working with you for years, I know better than anyone that you are innocent.
I thought it over, boss. Of the people I know, I can't peg any of them as the murderer.
And no leads to pursue?
No.
Then there's only one thing you can do. Continue your investigation. Do whatever it takes to get the culprit. To get justice for the victims.
You're right. Got it, boss.
Well, we're in a bit of a rut here, and our investigation is stalled, and now we've got 4 deaths on, well, not on our hands, but 4 deaths to deal with. So, will revisiting these locations find any new stories to tell or new information to gather? Find out next time on the next episode of AI, the Somnium Files. Thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.